Hello everyone, it is Lori Hoy here with Dr. Fawn one more time on Wellness Wednesday. Today we're going to be talking about, yes I know I'm a pain in the neck.
No, she's not.
Sometimes I can be. Hey, I am what I am, right? So we're going to talk about neck pain. I have visited her for a couple times for some issues with that general area. So hopefully this will be beneficial to you. If by chance you know of anybody that is suffering from neck pain, and there's probably more to it than I even know, more areas or whatever that Dr. Fawn will explain, please share it with them or call them right now on the phone or text them and say, tune in, we're going to talk about neck pain. All right, take it away.
All right, well last week we talked about shoulders, and one of the first things that I have to differentiate when people tell me they have shoulder pain is they have to point to it, because a lot of people point back here when they say shoulder pain. And this tends to be more your neck and your upper back than actual shoulder pain. So neck pain comes from all sorts of different things that we do. Now of course a lot of our lifting things, when we lift overhead, or it doesn't take much to tweak your neck in some way, shape or form. But more often than not, people live with chronic neck pain and headaches because of our posture. Everybody's posture, to put it nicely,
Did you see that?
Sucks nowadays.
Did you see me sitting like this and she said posture?
So if you've ever heard the term tech neck, that's what we all do nowadays. What do we all do? We have phones, we have computers, and we're always looking down. Now when your head is straight above your spine, it weighs about 8 to 12 pounds. For every inch that you look forward, it multiplies up to almost 50 pounds when your head is looking straight down.
Really?
So your poor little spine and muscles up in there have to hold up 50 pounds of weight when you're just a lump looking at your phone for hours at a time.
So hold your phone like this.
Yes.
Or iPad, whatever.
Yes,
Whatever
not only
your
do you
device
think
is.
about how you hold your
yeah.
phone, which I know it sounds silly, but that's what you have to do. You have to get your head up. Also thinking about your desk at work. If you sit at a desk all day, you want everything to be right in front of you at 90 degrees. You want your head to be straight, you want your elbows to be straight, you don't want your monitor to be over there and you typing away like this or twisted with, silly things that you think about. But I have patients that come in all the time and they think, oh, you know what I think is really causing this? And they look back at their desk at work and they're like, oh, I sit like this all day, or something silly, or even if your monitor's too high or too low. I mean, it's more everyday life that causes our aches and pains than one specific moment.
Right, and I've been doing some research, and I've listened to a couple podcasts where they're trying to move away from having people sit at their desk for a long period of time so they get a standing desk.
Absolutely.
So I would think that would be even challenging to view the monitor if you're doing a standing desk.
Well, if you do it correctly and you have it all set up, a lot of standing desks, literally the whole thing just picks up with you. So when you stand up, again, it should be however you have it finagled.
Okay.
So it is good because you're not sitting as much. But I'm a big fan of standing desks. If you can get your boss to get you one of those at work.
Yeah. You can make them like with crates. I've done. I don't want to say ghetto because some people might get offended by that, but just makeshift. How's that?
Milk crate.
Do whatever, milk crate, and sit it on top, and so you're standing, and you're also moving a little bit too. You're not just statically standing, but anything to improve your posture obviously is going to be helpful, right?
Absolutely. Okay. Yeah. So first and foremost, being a chiropractor, I have to tell you that neck pain is one of the most common things I see. And yes, adjustments do help it. Now, I won't go into why or how, but that's always something I can talk to you about. But
because you got to come see her for that. That's not free.
But I do want to say one thing about getting your neck adjusted, because it's one of the biggest things the chiropractors have is when oh my gosh, you're not going to crack my neck, or are you like, that scares me? And a lot of people sometimes in the past they've had a bad experience with that, or they've just heard it from somebody else and think, oh my gosh, what's going to happen? So yes, chiropractors can do that. We can take your neck and crack it, so to speak, which we really prefer the term adjusting it. But but there's a lot of other ways to do it. If you look behind Lori, there's a little gun on my wall. That little thing, it just kind of vibrates. It's like a little woodpecker, I call it, with my kids around. My patient kids, I don't have kids, so I just thought I'd point that out. But it just goes right on the back of the neck and it just gently taps, and you can actually get your neck adjusted that way without the horrible, scary, oh my gosh, it's going to crack. And I have a lot of people that start out with that, and it helps them tremendously. And then sometimes they feel, you know, confident enough to let me try it with my hands once in a while, but I never push it. Like, so I just wanted to put that out there, that getting adjusted does help, and it doesn't have to be as scary as everybody thinks. But no matter what, after I adjust everyone in their neck, the very first thing I stress is stretching your neck, because the same thing with that tech neck, when your head is forward, a lot of different things happen. There's a big muscle on the back of your neck. I'm going to have Lori turn down for a second. So the back of your neck is actually one huge muscle that affects it. So you've got a muscle that goes right from the base of your skull out to your shoulders and down to like the middle of your middle back here. So it's this big diamond on your back. So these muscles right here are the ones when you're stressed, they tense up. This is the biggest muscle in your back that you have to stretch that's going to help your whole neck. So I'll have you turn back around.
Okay.
So the first stretch is simply putting your head down and doing a half a circle in the front. And when you do that, when she goes that way, she'll feel it pulling right here on this side of her neck, and the other way on the other side. A lot of people think that whole circles are good. Actually, I think they're not really that great for your neck. So a half a circle in the front is all you need. 10 times.
I changed that in my cool down at my class then. So we would circle the nose, just do big circles around. So
No.
just
I
half
prefer
circle
it
in the
forward.
front.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, see?
All right.
That's
So
all
here you hear it, peeps. We're not going to be doing neck circles anymore, or nose, whatever I called them.
And the next one
Okay,
is
good to
just
know.
simply pulling your head sideways and forward a little bit. And again, it's kind of the same muscle. You'll feel it pulling right down from the base of your skull, right down to your shoulder. And you'll feel that kind of gently stretching. So that takes care of that big tight muscle that does this all day long when we stress and all that kind of stuff. But the one thing a lot of people don't realize affects your neck is our chest. Because again, think about that posture that we all have. We all slouch by the end of the day. And when you slouch, these chest muscles right here get really, really tight. And that pulls you out back here. So the more that you can stretch your chest, the better. Whether you just simply put your hands behind your back and open your chest up, which we do in a lot of our cool downs.
Right. Cool down.
But my absolute favorite is actually to stand in an open doorway and lean inward. And when you do that, you'll feel it pulling right in here.
Okay.
So for me, to start with neck pain, you just stretch. There's a whole array of posture exercises you can do to actually strengthen your muscles so that you can have better posture. But we don't have time to go into all those today. But the idea is, tomorrow you could go to work and say, I'm going to have great posture today. And you go to work and you sit there and for 30 seconds and the phone rings and you go, hello, and then you forget. You can't consciously think to have good posture all the time. That's why you have to work the muscles to keep you in that position. So, but first and foremost, stretch it if it really hurts, if you're having a problem. That'll help calm it down. Now, the other thing that I always go to is icing. But here's where, this is the one time I actually give you an option.
Okay.
Because when you ice your neck, there's always an amount of inflammation in there, which we'll talk about how to fix that in a minute too. But ice will help with inflammation. So whenever you're icing, whatever hurts, 15 to 20 minutes is what you need. But your neck muscles tend to be a little more sensitive to ice. So what I've found through trial and error with my patients is they'll say, when I ice it, I get real tense and achy. And that's because the ice can make your muscles tense up more, and that's kind of counterproductive sometimes in those little muscles in your neck. So 20 minutes of ice. Then if you want, you can add like 10 minutes of heat, and that's going to relax the muscles. And that's a great time to actually stretch too, because you'll be looser from the little bit of heat. So whether it's an ice pack and then a heating pad, or an ice pack and then a hot shower, those alternations actually help to release the neck tension and release a lot of your neck pain. But of course, adjustments and massage and all that fun stuff helps too. But
yeah, okay.
Those are my best neck ideas. Other than now when you're in the middle of neck pain, just remember that's not the time you want to do the posture exercises. If you're actually really hurting and maybe your neck is stuck in a certain position, don't worry about exercising. Just worry about stretching and icing, or icing and heating. Then, if you want to prevent the neck pain in the future, that's when you do the posture exercises to correct it.
Usually mine, when I always call it a knot. That's what it feels like. And it's usually every time when I've slept in a bed, like if I go away on vacation and I slept in like the hotel bed or whatever, almost every time that's when I get that issue. I'll wake up and it's like I can't move my neck or my head one direction or the other. So is it that the pillows are too high? Do you have a recommendation for pillows or sleeping
Absolutely.
that
Yes.
can help with neck issues?
I get that a lot too. They'll say, I slept somewhere different and my neck hurts, or what kind of pillow do I use? Or the best advice I can give you is, first of all, don't sleep on your stomach ever, because there's no good way to do that. Because if you think about your stomach, you're always turning one way or the other so you don't suffocate. And you can't, that it causes 18 other problems. So just don't sleep on your stomach. That's my best advice. But the other thing is, if you're on your side, you want your pillow to be thick enough that your head is in line with your spine, not so thick that it's pushing you too far this way, and so thin that it's letting you crook your neck the other way. So you want your pillow to keep you right in line. Same thing on your back. You want your pillow to keep your head in line with your spine, not so thick that it's doing this kind of thing, or so thin that you're going backwards. So that's where people find.
Do you have a brand recommendation or anything that you?
I don't. Everybody's different. Like everybody, like some love some things, some hate some things. The one pillow I do have here in the office that I like is it's a water pillow. You literally put water in it, and that makes your pillow softer or firmer based on you. So that's why if you don't love it, if you put water in it and you don't like it, well then the next night put more or less water in it, and it'll make it.
So you can adjust. That's
adjustable.
That's interesting. I've never really heard of those water pillows. Interesting.
I
Wow.
learned more stuff today, but
Always
overall,
learning. I love it. I love it.
overall pain and aching in your neck is inflammation, and inflammation in our body is caused by
Poor nutrition.
so there's always,
Do you guys really see that there is a pattern to all of these? I mean, yes. I mean, there is a little bit. You can really change a lot of your aches and pains just by changing some of your dietary foods that you eat. I mean, we've both been investigating that. We're not advocating one. I don't like to say the word diet ever. I just really don't. Nutrition. Your nutrition. I don't advocate one way or the other. I know what I do. She does something different. We do what's best for our own bodies because every body is different. But if you're experiencing joint pain, wherever it is, that would be the first place, other than like you fell down the stairs or you're in a car accident or something that actually caused that pain. That's the first time. That's the first place I recommend people to change or look at is your nutrition. And a lot of times, I don't want to give a percentage because I don't really know. A lot of times, more often than not, whatever percentage you want to put that 90, I don't know. You can change all those things with nutrition. And even as I changed my nutrition last year, I'm still investigating and changing things. I think we also get used to liking certain foods, and then sometimes that has to change again.
Yeah.
So you kind of have to continue to just really research your own body.
Yeah, it's all about listening to your body.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't know what their body's trying to tell them until they start to really pay attention and cut some things out and watch what happens. And that you don't realize when you eat it every day, sometimes you don't know what it's doing to you until you say, you know what, I'm going to cut it out for a week and see.
I can't even tell you the last time I took, it's probably was more recently, like a painkiller. I mean, it was probably ibuprofen when I hurt my ankle, which was in July. That was probably the first time in over a year that I'd taken anything. And I used to be that person that I'd get a headache and, I need a Tylenol or whatever. And I really don't take that stuff. Now, my ankle was a little different situation. I did, but I came to see her, and then that was 2 days later, and I didn't have anything. I haven't had anything since. So, I mean, your medications usually just mask the information to your brain, really. I mean, that's true.
You're just covering it up.
So, yeah, you're just covering it up, and then as you stop using that medication, the symptoms come back. So, it's about finding out the underlying cause, and a lot of things that we have in our neck can be caused by poor posture. What about proper shoes? Is that another thing for
absolutely.
necks too?
Yeah,
They're a little better today. They're not flip-flops.
they're heels. Don't let her fool you.
They are
not good.
They're just a little bit. But anyway, I don't know. I don't have anything else to share about neck pain.
No, there's a lot to it. Again, it can be a lot of things. But if you have any questions, feel free to ask me or Lori, and we'll get back to you and let you know anything else we can help you with.
Facebook page, Fresh Start Chiropractic.
Yep.
You're located in, again?
I'm at 565 McElhatton Drive in McElhatton. And yeah.
Send a message to her personal page, my personal page, or my Full Fit Life page, Again, if you know of anybody or you are suffering from any neck pain, get a hold of this lady. She can help you out. Or if you know of anybody, share the video so they can get some more information and maybe find a way to not have that neck pain anymore.
Absolutely.
Now, we can't say that we can get rid of the pain in the neck spouse you might have, or coach, or whatever. So, all right, guys, thanks so much for tuning in again on Wellness Wednesday. Keep your ideas coming. Send them to us, and we'll come in here. We're going to try to keep the same time, around 4:30 on Wednesday, so you know when we're going to be in here, and you can catch us live.
Have a great day, everybody.
All right, see you later.
See ya.